And it's a big community event really this weekend, Guy Fawkes. So to tell us a bit more about that, it's Dan Coward with the New Zealand Fire Service. But actually, Dan, before we get on to Guy Fawkes, we need to talk about the big 150th celebrations and the weekend. How did it go?
Thanks, Maggie. Yeah, fantastic weekend. Yeah.
I hear a lot of people out and about in support.
Yeah, look, over 5,000 people came out on the Saturday for the parade and for the public demonstrations in the square. It was just fantastic to see so many people come out and support us and celebrate with us. It was great.
Well, it's a very special event, isn't it? Because, as you mentioned last week, the oldest fire brigade in New Zealand.
Yeah, first one to reach the 150th, so...
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And I know I've seen pics actually of the parade and getting all of those fire trucks throughout the years. What a great idea.
Yeah, and just fantastic to see some of them still working.
I know.
You know, over 100 years old and they're still working. Yeah.
Good stuff. So well done to everybody that supported that and to everybody involved as well.
Thank you.
I hear it went off with a blast. Speaking of which, now Guy Fawkes is happening on Friday night,
Yes.
and it's always such an important time to let people know to be vigilant because sadly there can be some tragedies.
Yeah, sadly still people find fireworks as an opportunity to set fire to things, to cause havoc, harm themselves, and it's just really tragic that they want to use this time to do that with something that can be a fun family event at a public event.
Because I guess for some people there's excitement there, isn't there? And then before they know it, things have kind of got out of control.
Yeah, look, the public events that a number of groups put on, your school groups, your community groups, council, they're absolutely fantastic, fun family events. They go off a real treat. There's a lot of entertainment and the fireworks displays are fantastic, and we really encourage people to do that. What we get really sad about is people at home that don't take all the precautions and don't take any safety advice. They end up hurting themselves, burning themselves. Last year, for example, some young youths, they've been charged and convicted. They used fireworks and they threw them on somebody's property, which resulted in a lot of damage and a fire to that person's house, an elderly lady. So that's the sort of activity that we're really trying to stop.
So just people taking no responsibility and thinking that it's all fun and games, but there is a really serious side, isn't it?
There is a very serious side to it.
So if we are indulging in some fireworks at home, can you run through a couple of some good kind of safety tips that we should really be aware of to make sure that we can keep our family safe and our neighbours?
Look, some real key ones. Have a hose or a bucket of water available. It's for two things. It's for being able to put out a fire that starts accidentally. It's also really good to be able to treat burns in the event you do get burnt.
So always have some water on hand.
Have some water on hand. Have good lighting. So carry out a torch. Make sure that you read the instructions, you can read the instructions, and that when you're lighting them, you're doing it by torchlight so that you're not relying on your matches or your lighter. Good point. To see where you're going.
Okay, so take a torch out.
Yeah. Don't aim them at people. Don't aim them at property. Set them in an area where they can go off in a safe environment.
Children, small children? Don't
let small children use them. We really recommend that adults are the ones that light them. Keep your children safe, you know, wrap them up warm if it's a cool night. Make it a fun event, popcorn, some fizzy drink, sit back and watch the adult lighting fire to the fireworks and having that sort of display. That's if you can't make it to a public demonstration.
Yeah, and that's really key, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I know, and I'm sure people out there will have seen this a lot too, trying to relight dud fireworks.
Yeah, look.
Oh my goodness.
If it doesn't work the first time, don't try and reset it on fire. Don't try and light it in the hope that it might go off. If it hasn't worked, it hasn't worked. Put it to the side and dispose of carefully.
Okay. If for some reason something goes terribly wrong and a fire does start, obviously if we've got the water there, that's going to be great.
Yep.
Get that onto it straight away.
Yeah, and look, it's your right to react. Dial 111, call for the fire service, and we don't mind coming out to genuine accidents. What we don't like having to come out to are the deliberate acts of attack on people's property, to scrub, to parklands, to playground equipment and those sorts of things. Those are the things we don't want to see this year.
And I know that the fire service must be pleased that the government regulated fireworks. That was back in 2007.
Yes.
So that's helped, I guess?
It has. Look, during fireworks displays prior to 2007, we would see an increase of our workload 10 times what we would normally average during those days.
Wow.
Since they've regulated and reduced it down to the 4 days or so, we've seen only an increase of workload of about 9%, so it really has reduced. And that's something that we really promote, that it has reduced. Increasing the age that people can purchase the fireworks has also reduced the number of young kids that are going out to deliberately get them for mischievous activities.
So how old do we have to be now, Dan? Is it
It's 18, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so do be aware of that, and obviously don't try and buy them if you are underage. Pets as well. Poor pets do tend to suffer on Guy Fawkes. It's fun for us, but not so much for them.
Yeah, and look, everybody should know now that, you know, pets don't like fireworks, they don't like the bang, they don't like everything associated with it. Keep them indoors. Get them inside and make sure that you're conscious of your neighbours and your pets and your family, and get cats, dogs, pets inside, nice and safe. Don't try and do this too late at night, and just be safe out there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, good idea. And I know there's some further details on your website as well, fire.org.nz, which kind of reiterates what we've talked about. So just to go over it, Dan, keep water handy.
Absolutely.
Read your instructions beforehand.
Yes.
Take a torch with you, not a live flame.
Absolutely.
Keep those young children as far away as possible, and aim them out of harm or out of way of any people.
Yeah, absolutely. And doing those sorts of things is going to make it a safe and enjoyable evening. And that's, again, as we keep saying, if you can't make it to one of the public displays, of which there are a number of, and we'll be present at a lot of those this Friday night.
And the public displays are absolutely brilliant, aren't they?
Oh, they are. They really are. And look, this year we're taking an approach of supporting those public displays, and we're going to be out and about at them and really demonstrating to the community that, hey, even the firefighters don't mind going to a public display, prefer that rather than having to turn up to your home.
Yeah, good idea. So keep an eye out for your local newspaper and find out where those public displays are, and we'll have them throughout the week for you as well, so that, as Dan said, you can make the most of it in a fun, friendly and family orientated way. Dan Coward, thank you very much. Lovely to see you again.